right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Another drowning at a popular riverfront beach. Tonight, new video showing the efforts of rescue crews. Under fire, a St. Louis alderwoman takes a North City gas station to task for selling cigarette lighters that look like handguns.
We don't want this in our community.
Tonight, the debate over the message they send.
Showers and storms overnight still have the possibility to provide severe weather or localized flooding. We'll time that out and also talk about what's in store for the rest of the week.
We are in a weather alert again tonight with another round of storms moving in overnight. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. Let's get straight over to meteorologist Gary Frank, who's tracking the timing of the storms. Gary.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. We're still going to continue to see some of the rain develop, and it's already spreading a little bit further south. And right now we get this break. We look downtown, breaks in the clouds. You've seen that. It's been a gloomy day. Our main focus has always been from the Missouri-Kansas state line, and that's where the development is, as this front kind of drags here, and we're starting to see more of that. I want to point out a couple of areas right now specifically where I want to look how this is from Windsor all the way to Clinton. This is diving a little bit further south. That's good news in the sense that I don't know that this specific line, which is not severe at this point, the further south this dives, the more it is unlikely that we're going to have severe weather overnight. However, we're starting to see a few storms develop near Viburnum, Steelville, Potosi. I think this is where our localized flooding threat comes into play. Specifically, Rolla and Phelps County, you're under a severe thunderstorm watch until 2 a.m., but also many areas like Iron, Reynolds, St. Francis, and Washington County under a flood watch until tomorrow morning. And that's where I think we're going to see our main concern right now is temperatures holding steady in the mid-70s. Overnight, for the most part, we're still going to look at a couple of things here. As temperatures are in the mid-70s, we're still going to look at a couple of things and track the timing of that potential flooding, who's under what alert, and also talk about finally clearing into next week.
And remember, you can get the Weather First forecast anytime by texting the word weather to 314-425-5355. Tonight, new video of the rescue efforts at Rockford Beach in Jefferson County. Crews from the High Ridge Fire Protection District were called there after a man went under in the Big River. Sadly, after an hour-long search, they found the man's body. His identity has not yet been released. This has been the second drowning at the popular beach this summer. Authorities say the strong currents in the area and recent rains make the river more dangerous.
You know, a lot of people, they get out there and they swim. They don't have life jackets. They don't have a buddy that's swimming with them to kind of help them to navigate the waters, or they just underestimate their swimming ability. They've been out there swimming for a while and doing just fine, and then they start getting fatigued as they're going across the river, and then they start having issues swimming, and that's when they'll go under.
Rockford Beach was closed for several weeks this summer due to safety concerns from overcrowding. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Department started keeping an officer there during peak hours. The beach reopened 3 weeks ago, and it was back open today. Tonight, guests at the Holiday Inn at Six Flags are being allowed back into the rooms after a fire. The hotel in Eureka was evacuated around 7:30 tonight. Fire officials tell us an air conditioner caught fire in a first-floor room. The entire hotel had to be evacuated because of the smoke. No one was hurt. A North St. Louis gas station has pulled a controversial product off its shelves after critics say they promote gun culture. New tonight, our political editor, Mark Maxwell, takes a closer look at the debate.
Politicians have protested product placement on the shelves at big business to great effect in recent months. This Sunday in St. Louis, a politician picked a fight with this small business, a gas station, for selling a product that was perfectly legal.
They're lighters, but they don't look like lighters.
They look like small guns, but it's just a lighter, okay?
In a cease and desist letter Sunday, Alderwoman Laura Keyes argued lighters that look like guns can lead to confusion, panic, and perpetuate a culture of violence.
It really is jarring when I first saw the photos, and then I came over and looked for myself, and I'm like, holy guacamole. You know, these are really very lifelike looking weapons.
They're profiting on the message that it has and the way it affects our community.
Committeewoman Yolanda Brown took issue with the product placement in a part of town plagued by poverty and violence.
They're not selling these in Clayton. They're not selling these in Creve Coeur. They're not selling these in Wildwood. Why are they selling them here? Because they do not respect our community.
Boycott, protest, whatever we need to do to send the message is that you can't just come down to North St. Louis and do whatever you want to do.
The pressure campaign worked. Gas station clerk Louis explained why.
Because we just want to take care of our business, not more. We don't need any problem. It's nothing, it's just a lighter. But they say you can't sell them. Okay, we will not sell them anymore.
At a back-to-school event nearby, teen mentor Bobby Bostic, who spent 27 years behind bars for 2 armed robberies when he was 16, said even the resemblance of a gun could cause more trouble than it's worth.
A youth can pull that, and it can look like fire, and they can scare people at night or anytime, so it's dangerous, and they should be banned for selling stuff like that, man.
He wants businesses to take responsibility for what they stock in their stores and the signals they send.
They got hundreds of other products in there to make money. They don't need to make more money by selling dangerous cigarette lighters that can be mistaken for guns.
Reporting in St. Louis, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
One man is dead, another seriously injured after a fiery crash in North St. Louis County. It happened overnight on the northbound 170 ramp to eastbound Interstate 70. Police say 31-year-old Yelmer Ramirez Tercero was speeding and lost control. His car hit a Metrolink overpass before landing on its roof and catching fire. A 21-year-old man inside the car was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Tomorrow, Missouri Governor Mike Parson will sign a bill to expand Interstate 70 across the Show Me State. Nearly $3 billion was set aside in the new state budget to add a 3rd lane from Wentzville to Blue Springs. Right now, those plans are only in the planning stages. There will be public informational meetings later this month. The first will be August 28th at Wentzville City Hall. A second will be held August 29th at the Warren County Administration Building. Breaking stigmas, disarming trauma, and uplifting black and brown men. That was taking place today in Westport at the 4th annual Black Sunday. New tonight, 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay talked with a special guest who joined this year's conversation.
The reason why I'm here is because somebody got murdered, and the reason why I'm continuously going to be here is because people die every day.
It's been 3 years since George Floyd was tragically murdered in Minneapolis. For his uncle Selwyn Jones, it's an anniversary that never gets easier.
They can approach you and literally put you in a situation where you don't go to Christmas dinner with your family, or you don't have no more birthdays.
Those special moments are just some of the many things that were stripped away from his nephew. That's why Jones created the Hope 929 Foundation, an organization that promotes civil rights in hopes of creating change.
The only way that they will ever stop is if we keep the pressure on people to make them stop.
Jones was one of the many speakers at the 4th annual Ungun Institute's Black Sunday. Now, this is an event that gives men a space to have conversations about mental health, trauma, victory, and support.
I wanted to create something that no matter where they are in the world, they should feel safe, they should feel loved, uplifted, and elevated.
Dr. Marty K. Casey is the founder of Black Sunday and the Ungun Institute. Not only is the event filled with vendors targeted at men, but also speeches targeted at change.
If we don't have these conversations, if we're not connected and we're not talking to one another to say, you know what, I don't want that to be what it was. How can we make it different?
A difference that Dr. Casey is calling on everyone to step up and be a part of.
I don't want to see history repeat itself. So what are we going to do today to start this messaging, to be a part of the collective of doing something positive to heal and move forward?
George Floyd's uncle is also traveling around the country promoting the medical civil rights bill. It would establish the legal right to medical care during any police interaction when someone says they need emergency help. Well, students on both sides of the river will begin heading back to the classroom this week, and tonight, nearly 700 students in North St. Louis County are prepared. A back-to-school bash was held at the Wild Care Zoo today. Kids were able to pick up free backpacks with school supplies and even received free haircuts.
These kids are really happy. I have kids coming, picking out whatever color book bag they want. They got food out here for them. I think that's beautiful. Games.
The event was a partnership between St. Louis County Councilwoman Shalonda Webb, the St. Louis County Police Department, and the Dwan Dillon Foundation. We have a whole section at KSDK.com dedicated to back to school, from savings on supplies to getting your kids back on a school schedule. All you have to do is text the word school to 314-425-5355.